180!
Brenda, thanks for being our second player to answer questions sent in by darts fans on the official PDC Facebook and Twitter pages. You're very welcome with us. And the first question we've got is from Kate Monaghan, who says, what line of work would you have chosen if you weren't a professional darts player?
I would have been a painter and decorator. Two brothers is painter and decorator, so it's not necessarily a choice, but it's just what I would have done.
You used to do a bit of that before you actually became a full-time pro as well, didn't you?
Yes, I did do that there for 4 or 5 years before I actually was a professional dart player.
Got one from Damien Harrington that's come in that says, what do you think the standard in Irish darts is at the moment, and how did it help you as you came through as well?
To be honest, the standard at the minute is very, very high. When I played in Irish darts, it wasn't quite as high. So obviously I haven't played the last 3 or 4 years in Irish darts, but at the minute the standard is very, very good.
I've got one. I'll apologise if I get the spelling wrong, but it was from Kayla Umph. When did you start playing darts seriously?
Seriously? Well, I won my first competition when I was 12 years of age, if you call that serious. But professionally, seriously, I think it's about 4 years ago.
Okay. This one's coming from Ashley Hammond. What's the best way to deal with nerves at the Akheon, and how do you stay focused?
Well, nerves is a build-up to the day, to everything. So I think from when you wake up in the morning, I think you have to start controlling your nerves. You have to stay calm, make sure you're not rushed in anything you do in the day. And when you come to the dartboard, be calm and cool and hope for the best sometimes. Sometimes you need a bit of luck.
It's probably for you that's experience as well, where you've got used to the big crowds.
Yes, well, definitely so. I've been lucky over the last 3 or 4 years. I've got a lot of TV exposure and starting to get used to the crowds and the noise and atmosphere. And I enjoy it. And to enjoy it, I think, is a bonus.
I've got one that's come in from Paul McDonald. Which dart player do you respect the most?
Well, I have to say that it's Phil Taylor, and it's because of him that the standard of darts is where it is. It's because of him that my darts is as good as what it is. We're all chasing Phil Taylor. He's the best that's ever lived. He's probably the best that ever will be. But he is raising the game. We're all chasing, and it's making us all better. I do respect him the most.
On a similar theme, but slightly differently, this one's coming from Mandy Bartlam and the Team Barney fans. Who was your darting idol that you followed when you were growing up and got you into the professional game?
Well, when I was growing up, Jockey Wilson was mine. I liked his style. I kind of half copied his style. You know, I was small then. He was small, and I spin the darts to get up to the dartboard, and probably to get into the game, my mate Francie Miller got me in with Peter Evison, and that's how I got into the professional game.
Aidan Farrelly over in Ireland asks, do you ever mess around with your setup in terms of changing the length of your darts or the stems and flights, or do you just stick to the same kind of setup? I
generally just stick to the same setup. I do mess around as in not concentrating on that, but I stick to the same set of darts. You've
had the same set and the same kind of style of throwing for a long time, haven't you?
I have had the same style and set since I was 11 years of age, since my brother gave me the set of darts.
Hand-me-downs.
Yeah.
Aidan also asked, what advice would you give to young people trying to improve their own darts game?
Well, it does take a lot of practice, a lot of effort, not to get agitated or frustrated, to try and stay calm. Things is not always going to go your own way, and keep trying. If you keep trying, it'll come eventually.
We've had quite a few questions that mentioned the 9-darter in Dublin a couple of years ago, and just the first one really from Carlo Van Peer was, besides the double-in, double-out 9-darter, what's your biggest achievement in the game?
My biggest achievement would have to be getting to the Grand Prix final. It's a major TV tournament, and you know, to get to a major final was brilliant for me. I know the 9-darter was in the semi-final, but I think more importantly for me was actually getting to the final, and that probably has to be my biggest achievement in darts so far.
John Millington and Sean Ross have asked what was going through your mind as you stepped up needing the 161 to finish the 9-darter.
Well, to be honest, at the start of it, it was I have to level this game, I have to beat James Wade. I was so worked up at beating James Wade. The 9 darter wasn't a major issue. Don't get me wrong, I kind of knew where I was in the game, and once the first treble went in, the treble 17 was automatic. It wasn't, there was no thought process. But when I looked at the ball, it came closer to me, and I have never missed when the ball has actually came closer, so I felt very confident going for it.
Obviously, the history-maker nickname came off the back of it. Alex has asked, is it something that you'll end up dining out on forever?
I hope it's not. I have a lot more to achieve in this game. You know, the 9 darter was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. John McDonald gave me the name, and to be honest, I believe I can do a lot better. I believe I can win in this game, and you know, my dreams is to win world titles, to win majors on the PDC circuit, and mix it with the best for the next 10, 15 years.
Yeah, Ian Hendry actually asked that. Do you believe you'll win a major in the next couple of years? That's obviously top of the agenda.
Yeah, well, it's the top of the agenda to actually go and win a major. And yes, I do believe it. If I didn't believe I could do it, I would quit. I've beat everybody in the game, and I believe, sure, on my day, you know, on the front of the cameras, I can do it again. Mike
Glover asks us, what would mean more to you, winning the World Grand Prix in Ireland in front of your home fans, or winning a World Championship?
Oh, you know, it would be absolutely brilliant to win the World Grand Prix in front of my home fans in Dublin and all. But, you know, in every sport, being a world champion, you know, probably means more. And if I won the World Championship of the Ali Pali, it probably would be the highlight of my career so far, anyway.
And we're going over to Dublin to the World Grand Prix in a couple of weeks, and this is obviously to go in the programme there. And Pure Darts Banter have asked, how much pressure do you feel playing in front of a home crowd in Dublin that really want you to win?
I never used to, but since my run to the final, you know, I've felt such an overwhelming support from the people, and it's genuine. They really actually want you to do well, and it does bring a lot of pressure now. And especially, you know, there's tough throws everywhere you go, and people are just, because I've done so well the last 2 years, expecting you to do well. It's not that easy, and there is extra pressure, but, you know, I'll be giving it all for myself, but I'll be giving it all for the people of Ireland.
And we know there's quite a few other top players from over in Ireland as well. Connie Finnan, Michael Mansell up with you, Willie O'Connor coming through, and Alex McKinney has asked, do you think an Irish player such as yourself can go on and win a PDC major in the next few years? Oh,
of course. There's, you know, the players that is trying to battle it out in the PDC circuit at the minute, you know, they are top class players, and like any one of us is capable of, on our day, of winning any tournament. And I do believe myself or some of the other boys will actually win a major very, very soon.
And just going back to yourself, Danny McGarry has asked, do you think you'll ever get the chance to play in Premier League darts? Obviously, it's up to 10 players now. You're heading towards the world's top 10.
Well, you know, obviously, with the ranking system and that, I'm defending what I've done 2 years ago in the, you know, getting to the final of the Grand Prix. I may slip down the rankings, I may not. I may increase, I may actually win the tournament. And if I win the tournament, I do believe I will get a Premier League spot.
Brilliant. And just a final question from a gentleman called Michael Mansell. I'm not sure whether he's your roommate or just shared the same hotel corridor as you, but he says, when are you going to stop snoring?
There's no chance of that ever happening. I like my sleep. He already knows that.
Brilliant.
He has the earplugs, so he's okay.
Great stuff. Thanks, Brendan, and good luck in the Grand Prix.
Thank you very much, Dave.